My beloved child, listen closely. The money that slipped through your hands, the doors that closed when you thought they would open, they were not punishments. They were my preservation. I was keeping you hidden, shielding you until the exact day I chose to release what I have stored for you. That day is not tomorrow, not next year. That day is today. Do you hear me? I marked your name on today's sunrise. I appointed this moment so that when you opened your heart in faith, nothing would be withheld. This is why you have found yourself reading these words right now. It was not chance. It was divine leading. Your angels have been guiding you step by step to collide with this very message, because it carries the key to your breakthrough. For years you have asked, when will my change come? When will I see the fruit of all my labor? When will I stop losing? And I now answer, now. But I tell you this secret, your faith must match the urgency of this moment. If you treat it casually, you will miss the miracle. But if you honor this word, blessings so great will be poured into your life that you will not have room to contain them. Archangel Michael has fought fiercely on your behalf. He stood before me and declared, "It is time." And I said, "Yes. No more delay, no more withholding. The blessing with your name has been released. But your final act is to believe. Open your spirit wide. Do not shrink back in doubt. Today is your appointed day, and heaven waits for your yes. My beloved child, I want you to pause and look back over your life. Think of the moments when you felt certain a door would open, but instead it shut firmly in your face. Think of the times when money seemed to vanish like water slipping through your hands, no matter how carefully you tried to hold it. You saw others prosper, while your own plans fell apart. In those moments you wondered if I had forgotten you, or worse, if I was punishing you. But I tell you now, those seasons were not punishment. They were preservation. Do you not see? I was shielding you, even from the things you thought you wanted most. What looked like rejection was my protection. What looked like loss was my way of keeping you safe from what could have destroyed your peace, your joy, or your future. You often think of blessings as open doors, but sometimes the greatest blessing I give is the strength of a closed one. I closed doors that would have led you into endless struggle. I withheld money that would have slipped through cracks you could not see. I said not yet, when your heart was crying now, because I knew the time was not ready, and neither were you. My child, I watched over you in your nights of silent worry. I heard the sighs you thought no one noticed. I counted every tear that fell onto your pillow. I saw how you smiled in public while in private you calculated numbers, fearing tomorrow might not bring enough. And through it all, I whispered, "Hold on. Trust me. I am preserving you. Think of the seed that is planted in the soil. It remains hidden, unseen by the world above. Days pass, seasons change, and still the seed is buried. Yet in the darkness, it is not dead. It is being preserved. Its roots are stretching downward, preparing to hold the weight of the life that will one day rise upward. My child, you were my seed. I buried you not to forget you, but to prepare you. The world saw silence. You thought I was absent, but in the hidden places, I was working. I was sending angels to battle for you in realms you could not see. I was setting aside blessings with your name etched into them. I was guarding you from the counterfeit so that when the real blessing came, you would not mistake it. Do not despise the years that seemed wasted. Do not mourn the opportunities that slipped through your fingers. For what slipped was not yours. What closed was not meant to remain open. What ended was not your destruction, but your preservation. Even in your later years, I remind you, you are not behind schedule. You are right on time with my timing. I do not measure by the clock on your wall or the calendar in your hand. I measure by eternal purpose. And according to that purpose, you have been preserved for such a time as this. I know there were moments when you prayed, "Lord, why them and not me? Why do others prosper while I remain in lack?" And I answered not with words but with silence, because the time was not yet. But today I speak clearly. I was not ignoring you. I was investing in you. Hear me, beloved. Every season of lack was preparing your character. Every closed door was teaching you discernment. Every loss was pulling your roots deeper into my presence. For what I am about to release in your life requires maturity, wisdom, and faith that cannot be shaken. You may have thought I was holding you back, but in truth, I was holding you steady. Do you recall how Joseph was thrown into a pit by his brothers, sold into slavery, and locked away in prison? To the world, it looked like failure stacked upon failure. But to me, it was preservation. If Joseph had reached Pharaoh's palace too soon, he would not have been ready to carry the weight of the crown. His hidden years were not wasted years, they were preserved years. And so it has been with you. Now the time of hiding is ending. The soil is breaking open. What was once concealed will rise. The preservation has completed its work, and now comes the release. But before I open the doors ahead, I want you to release the pain of what is behind. Do not carry regret as if it were your companion. Do not let bitterness harden your heart over what you lost. Instead, see through my eyes that what you lost was never meant to last, and what I preserved for you will never be taken away. My child, the years you thought were empty were not wasted. They were guarded, shielded, and sealed by my hand. And now, because you endured, you stand at the edge of my appointed time. You are about to witness why I said no, why I delayed, why I withheld. The answer will not come in words, but in the overflow of what I am about to pour out. Trust me, beloved. Your preservation was not punishment. It was love. And now, the season of hiddenness ends. Prepare yourself, for the doors I open in this hour will not shut, and the blessings I release will not slip away. My beloved child, hear me clearly. The waiting is over. The day I preserved you for has now come. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next year. Today, the very sunrise that broke across your sky carried your name written upon it. I marked this day long before you ever knew to ask me for breakthrough. You see time as a line moving from yesterday to today to tomorrow. But I see time as a circle where all moments meet within my eternal purpose. Long before you were born, I looked at this very day and said, this will be their appointed time. On this day, I will surprise them. On this day, I will release what I have stored for them. On this day, they will know my faithfulness in ways they have never known before. My child, you have cried out for so long, asking, when, Lord? When will it be my turn? When will the doors open? When will the losses end? And heaven's answer, held back for years, is now spoken. Now. Do you not see how carefully I orchestrated this? The reason the money slipped before is because it was not the right season. The reason the opportunities collapsed is because they were not meant to hold the weight of your destiny. But today, the season has shifted. The calendar of heaven has aligned with the calendar of earth, and your breakthrough has arrived. Even the angels have been awaiting this moment. They gathered in my courts and watched with anticipation, guarding the blessings written with your name. They knew the exact hour would come when I would say, release it. And today, that command has gone forth. Archangel Michael himself stood before me, declaring that the battle in the unseen realm has been won on your behalf. He has fought fiercely to keep your blessing from being stolen or delayed. And now he returns victorious with good news. Your day of release has arrived. Do not mistake this for ordinary timing. This is extraordinary divine alignment. This is the moment when all the prayers you whispered in secret, all the tears you shed in silence, all the faith you held onto in weakness, converge into one great unveiling. Consider this, beloved. A pregnant woman carries the child within her for 9 months. During that time there is growth, discomfort, and waiting. But then there comes a day, an appointed day, when the child can no longer be hidden. No matter how much longer she might wish to delay, the appointed time of birth arrives, and the child must be revealed. That is what is happening in your life now. The blessing I preserved in secret has reached its appointed day of delivery. It will not be delayed any longer. For years you thought you were overlooked. You thought perhaps I had forgotten your name. But I assure you, not one detail of your life has escaped my notice. Every sigh you breathed in the dark, every prayer you whispered under your breath, every step you took in faith while nothing seemed to change, they have all been written in my book. And today, I turn the page to a new chapter in your story. This appointed day is not random. It carries divine intention. It is a marker in eternity where your destiny shifts. From this day forward, things will not look the same. What slipped away before will now remain. What closed before will now open. What felt withheld will now flow. But hear me carefully. This appointed day requires your participation. I can open the windows of heaven, but it is your faith that swings the door wide. If you shrug at this moment as though it were common, you risk missing what I have prepared. But if you receive it with reverence and expectation, the blessings will overflow beyond your imagination. My child, I have not preserved you all these years to deliver something small. What I am releasing now will not only sustain you, but it will also overflow to bless others. You will see that my provision is not just about meeting your needs. It is about displaying my glory in your life so that others may believe. Remember when I brought the children of Israel out of Egypt? I did not only deliver them from slavery, I brought them out with silver and gold, with cattle and provision in abundance. I brought them out whole, lacking nothing. So it will be with you. This day marks the end of bondage and the beginning of abundance. Lift up your head, beloved. Do not look back at what was lost. Fix your eyes on what is now arriving. Your name has been spoken in heaven's courts today. Your blessing has been released. The gate has been opened. The delay is finished. I say to you again, this is your appointed day. Do not let fear rob you. Do not let doubt silence you. Stand in faith, for what I declared in heaven will manifest on earth. You were preserved for this. You were hidden for this. And now you are released into this. Beloved child, rejoice. For this is the day I have made for you. A day of breakthrough, a day of abundance, a day of divine unveiling. And you will remember this day, not as a dream, but as the day heaven touched earth on your behalf. My beloved child, listen closely. What I am releasing in your life is not casual. It is not ordinary. It is holy. And because it is holy, it must be received with reverence, with urgency, with faith that matches the weight of this moment. Do you not know that blessings carry a voice? They do not respond to indifference. They do not bow to doubt. They move in alignment with faith. Money itself listens to faith. Opportunities listen to faith. Even the doors of destiny open at the sound of faith. That is why I said to you, if you treat this casually, you risk missing the miracle. I am not warning you to frighten you. I am warning you to prepare you. For the appointed day has arrived, but the key that unlocks it is still placed in your hands. That key is your faith. Consider this. When my son walked the earth, he performed miracles not where he wished, but where faith made room for them. In one town, he healed multitudes because they believed. In another, he did few works because they doubted. Was his power any less? No. But their faith did not match the moment, and so they missed what heaven had made available. My child, I do not want you to miss what has been reserved for you. That is why I am speaking so directly now. Do not let doubt rob you of what has already been released. Do not let fear steal what angels have fought to deliver. For years, Archangel Michael has battled on your behalf. Unseen forces tried to hold back your breakthrough, but I stationed him at your gate. He fought fiercely, cutting down the plans of the enemy, making sure that the blessing marked for you would arrive without interference. And now he stands victorious, declaring, "It is time." Do not let his victory be wasted by a heart that hesitates. You may say, "But Lord, how do I show this faith? How do I prove that I believe?" I tell you this, faith is not mere words on your lips, it is alignment in your spirit. When you believe, your heart leans forward, your eyes look upward, and your actions reflect expectation. You rise in the morning not with dread, but with anticipation. You give thanks before the blessing is visible, because your spirit knows it is already on its way. Faith is not pretending to be strong. It is choosing to trust me even when you feel weak. It is saying, "Father, I believe you more than I believe what I see. I believe your promise more than I believe my fear. I believe your word more than I believe my bank account." That is the faith that opens the floodgates. My beloved, I know that over the years, disappointment has dulled your expectation. You prayed, but nothing seemed to change. You asked, but the answer felt delayed. So you taught yourself not to expect too much, thinking it would protect your heart from pain. But hear me, that self-protection has kept you from full reception. This is not the hour to shrink back. This is the hour to stretch your faith wide enough to receive all that I have prepared. I have preserved you, and I have appointed this day. But now I ask of you, honor this word. Do not scroll past it as though it were common. Do not dismiss it as though it were coincidence. Your spirit already knows this is divine. That tug you feel inside is the witness of my spirit, testifying that this is your moment. Beloved child, I long to pour blessings into your lap. Blessings pressed down, shaken together, and running over. But if you hold out a thimble of faith, I will fill it. If you hold out a cup, I will fill it. If you hold out a barrel, I will fill it. Your capacity to receive is determined not by my willingness to give, but by the size of your faith. Do not say, "I am too old, my time is past." Have I not promised that your latter years will be greater than your former? Did I not bless Abraham and Sarah in their old age? Did I not give fruitfulness to those the world considered barren? If I preserved you until now, it is because what I am releasing requires the wisdom, maturity, and endurance that only your years have given you. Rise up then, in the fullness of faith. Speak my promises out loud. Declare, "Today is my appointed day. My blessing is released. I receive it in the name of the Lord." Let your spirit agree with what heaven is already doing. Do not let fear whisper that it is too good to be true. Do not let doubt suggest that this word belongs to someone else. You know in your heart that this is for you. That is why you cannot look away. That is why your spirit stirs even now. My child, this is the secret. The miracle is not only in my giving, it is in your receiving. The blessing hovers, waiting for the permission of your faith. Heaven has said yes. Will you say yes too? If you will, then prepare yourself, for the flow will begin. Doors will open that no man can shut. Money that once slipped away will now remain. Peace that once felt fleeting will now settle in your home. Joy that was buried under years of struggle will rise again in your heart. But all of this hinges on one choice. Will you believe me now? I am stretching out my hand to you, beloved. Take it in faith. This is not just another word. This is the word you prayed for. This is the moment you waited for. This is the release you dreamed of in the quiet of your soul. Honor it, receive it, believe it, and watch as heaven pours out what I preserved for you, my beloved child. Lift your eyes and see what I have prepared for you. Imagine the heavens opening and a golden table set before my throne. Upon that table are blessings with names written upon them. Some have been delivered already, but one remained sealed, guarded, reserved. It carried your name, and for years it waited. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every act of faith you offered, added weight to this blessing until it overflowed. And today I say to you, the seal has been broken. The blessing is on its way. No more delay. No more withholding. What I preserved for you is now released. What I guarded for you is now delivered. What I promised you in the secret places, I now reveal openly. This is not a trickle but a flood. This is not survival but overflow. Beloved, I am not only meeting your needs, I am filling you until your cup runs over. You will see abundance in areas where you once saw lack. You will feel peace where you once felt torment. You will know joy where you once carried sorrow. The very places of your deepest pain will become the very places of my greatest blessing. Do not think of this blessing only in terms of money, though money will surely flow. Think of it as freedom. Freedom from fear that tomorrow will not be enough. Freedom from the silent calculations in the night. Freedom from the heaviness of worry that once pressed on your chest. What I give you now is more than provision. It is security, eternal security. The assurance that I am your shepherd, and because I am with you, you shall not want. Beloved, the abundance I release is not meant for hoarding but for flowing. Just as a river does not hold its water but carries it onward, so shall you be. I am blessing you so that you may bless others. I am pouring into your hands so that your life overflows into the lives of your children, your grandchildren, and even strangers who cross your path. This is legacy. This is the eternal impact of your faith. The years you thought were wasted will now produce fruit. The seasons you thought were barren will now blossom. Even in your later years, I will cause fruitfulness to spring forth. For my word declares that those planted in the house of the Lord will still bear fruit in old age. You are not finished. You are not empty. You are overflowing. Do not fear that this blessing will slip away as it once did. What I release now is protected. What I place in your hands now will not vanish. For Archangel Michael stands at your gate, and the angels assigned to you surround what I have given. This blessing is not fragile. It is fortified. It is anchored in my promise, and my promise cannot fail. My beloved, I know how much you have carried silently. You thought no one noticed the weight of your struggles. You thought no one saw how often you smiled while hiding your pain. But I saw. I carried every sigh, every weary step, every lonely night. And I declare to you now, enough. The suffering ends. The struggle ceases. Joy returns. But listen carefully. Overflow comes with responsibility. Do not let fear make you cling too tightly. Do not let doubt make you question whether it will last. Instead, open your heart wider. Share freely. Give generously. For the more you release, the more I will pour. A river that refuses to flow becomes stagnant, but a river that keeps moving never runs dry. Beloved, picture this. A farmer stands in a barren field for years, sowing seeds but seeing little growth. Then suddenly, the rains come. The sun shines. The soil awakens. What seemed dead springs to life and the harvest arrives in abundance. That is what I am doing in your life now. You sowed faithfully when nothing seemed to change. You prayed when silence answered. You endured when hope was faint. And now the harvest is here, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Do not measure this blessing by what you can see with your eyes. It is bigger than your imagination, wider than your plans, deeper than your desires. It carries eternity within it. For even when the money is spent and the days of this earth pass, the eternal fruit of this blessing will remain. The love you share, the faith you inspire, the legacy you leave, these will echo in generations yet to come. Beloved, rejoice. Sing again, dance again, laugh again. For this is not a fleeting moment. This is a turning point. This is the day that shifts your story from survival to overflow, from sorrow to joy, from hiddenness to glory. And as you step into this abundance, know this truth. You are forever secure in me. The world may shake, economies may rise and fall, people may come and go, but I, the Lord your God, remain unshaken. My covenant with you is eternal. My love for you is unbreakable. My blessing upon you is irreversible. So open wide your hands, stretch forth your heart, lift up your eyes. The blessing has arrived, and it will not be taken from you. Live in the overflow, beloved, for I have chosen you for such a time as this. My beloved child, you have walked through the hidden years of preservation. You have waited through the silence, endured through the struggle, and now you have heard my voice declaring that your appointed day has come. I have shown you the secret of faith that unlocks the blessing, and I have promised you overflow and eternal security. Now the choice rests with you. Do not leave this moment unchanged. Do not return to old fears or patterns of doubt. Carry this word in your heart as a living flame. Let it guide you each morning as you rise and each night as you rest. Whisper it to yourself when worry tries to return. This is my appointed time. My blessing has been released. My God is faithful. Beloved, I am not only giving you provision for today, I am giving you confidence for tomorrow and hope for eternity. I am rewriting the ending of your story so that your latter years are marked not by loss but by abundance, not by fear but by peace, not by regret but by joy. Hold this truth firmly. Nothing can take away what I have placed in your hands. No enemy can steal it. No circumstance can undo it. No fear can dissolve it. What I bless remains blessed. So live in the overflow. Let your heart be generous. Let your spirit be light. Let your lips speak praise more than complaint. For you have crossed over from waiting to receiving, from asking to rejoicing. And remember always, my child, I chose this day to surprise you. I marked your name on this sunrise. You are mine, and my blessing upon you will never end.